So hi guys, happy Sunday. Um, I thought because it was the 2nd of June, new month, we could just cover off like a few. I'm just going to mute everyone actually. A few strategies for like goal setting. I know for like my group of girls who are like Emerald and beyond pushing for their big goals, I've kind of covered them with this. I've covered this with them earlier on. But I will just cover it. I think, when you're kind of newer to the team and you're trying to find your stride with what you're doing in particular, it can be quite hard to set goals. And I know certainly when I was quite new to this, I found that really hard because I didn't know what was realistic. And also, if I'm being totally honest, I didn't have a set, way that I organized my time, probably for, a long time, which was a really bad thing. So I don't know what I've just done here. Oh, that's weird. So I thought it would just be useful with the benefit of hindsight and the stuff that I've learned to obviously talk to you guys about that. And I know most of my new coaches, certainly I'm talking to you guys about how to manage time, which obviously comes down to, you set a goal, right? Okay, so I would say every single person here, every single person on our team should be aiming to hit Success Club every month. And if you don't know what that is, it's helping 3 people in a month. So that's Success Club 5. It will give you 6 Success Club points. And then just strategizing how you're going to do that. So that, just as an example, is probably quite a good one. So if you're going to aim for Success Club, you would want to be doing the vital behaviors every day. And just to reiterate, I know it's covered in the Getting Started Right call, but that should be personal development and being proof of the product, recognition, and invites. And under that invite section, I always say follow-ups, because if we're just inviting and we're not following up with those people up to kind of 9 or 10 times, we're just missing opportunities for these girls to get started. So with that being said, use the business activity tracker, and that can be applicable no matter what your goal. If your goal is Success Club 30, which is probably what Sarah's is, or if it's Success Club 5, use the business activity tracker and be really honest with yourself. Like, I think when we goal set, sometimes we might compare ourselves to other people. We might say, right, well, that's that person's goal, so that's going to be my goal. Just really think about what's realistic for you, okay? You don't want anybody else to affect you setting your goal, okay? And I say that to my guys, like, I have goals I'm pushing for, and my goals tie in with theirs because of where they are with their building. If they go diamond, then I go star diamond, okay? But I never want my goal to be pushed on them. So it's all about what works for you, okay? So say you want to go for Success Club 5, then you need to work out how much time you're going to need in a day to do those vital behaviors. So you, at bare minimum, should be showing up to do your program. You should be following your nutrition, proof of the products. If you can't be proof of the products, no one's going to trust you. So that's on autopilot. That just happens. Personal development, and then invites and follow-ups. Now, I would say if you're going to hit Success Club each month, you should be inviting about 10 people a day. And obviously if you're going for like Success Club 10, then at least 20, I would say, invites, and beyond that, kind of 30, 40 invites a day. I think much more than that, and it kind of gets not very manageable, because you then need to ensure that you've got the proper tracking system. And I know for me, like, it took me months to set up a proper tracking system, and you won't hit your goals if you don't have a proper tracking system. In my opinion, we're not running a business until we have set up a tracking system, okay? And by tracking system, I mean, this team generally use Google Streak. There are other ones like Teamsy, but I don't know the functionality of it. And there are trainings you can look up on it. But be honest with yourself. Like, look at what you achieved last month, or perhaps what you didn't achieve, okay? And don't look at what you did last month, and if you fell short of your goal, think, I can't do this. This is too hard. Like, I'm not any good at this. It's always an opportunity to learn, and always try and see the positive. Like, I didn't hit my goal this month. My goal was Success Club 40. I hit Success Club 32. And if I'm being totally honest with myself, my mindset got in the way. Like, I had a lot of stuff in my personal life going on, which probably affected my performance. So I look at ways that I'm going to try to manage that as much as I can. Obviously, we're all human. We all have feelings. And that's where the personal development piece comes in. And also being honest with what time you have available. So do you have an hour a day? Do you have 2 hours a day? Do you have 4 hours a day? Okay. Work out how that time is going to work. Where is your workout going to go? what workout program are you going to choose if you're choosing a new one, if you're short on time, and what are you going to enjoy and commit to? Because if you commit to a program that's not realistic for you and your time, you're just going to fall off, and then you're going to be super frustrated because you're going to be at the end of the month and you're going to be wondering why the heck you didn't achieve your goals. So all of those things kind of have to fall into place. Obviously, like having your superfoods every day, that goes on autopilot. That just happens. It might be that you have it in a set time in the day. Like I tend to have it kind of whenever. But just course correct. Okay, so if you didn't hit your goal, work out why you didn't hit it. Was it that you plucked a figure out of the sky, and that perhaps you just thought, right, well, I'll just do the stuff? Because if you do that, it's not going to happen. So there needs to be a strategic plan of, you know, how that looks. So I sent to my diamond group earlier, the girls pushing for diamonds who are Emerald and Beyond, my goals, because it helps them hopefully work out their goals and what they should be looking at, but also for my own accountability. And if you want to send that to your upline for accountability, please send it to me. I know for accountability, I send my goals to corporate. I want them to know what my goals are, because that puts fire under my ass. And if I don't hit the goals, then I've got corporate breathing down my neck. And ever since I've done that, I can tell you, like, I've hit my goals. So whatever works for you. Like some people don't, you know, it's carrot and stick. Like I work with both. Carrot and stick for me works perfect. So think about that. And so for me, like, I'll just tell you, and I'm not telling you this because you need to do the same. I'm just telling you how I get clear on my goals. Okay. So my goal is Success Club 40. It's always Success Club 40. I want to hit 5-star qualifying by the end of this month. And with that being said, although that may be subject to change, it depends what my coaches are saying who are pushing for diamond. I then work out how many follow-ups a day I'm going to do. So for me, like, I do this pretty much full time. My son is in preschool 6 hours a day. I get up early before that as well. So I put a fair bit of time into it. Obviously, I'm leading the team, so that takes quite a lot of time for, like, giving you guys the resources you need, going, like, you know, all of that stuff, making sure it's all coordinated. So daily, I'm like, right, okay, if I want to hit Success Club 40, what do I need to hit? I need to hit Success Club 10 every week. Okay. And for me, like, I'm heavy on the coach recruitment. I want 15 new working coaches. And with that being said, I'm going to promote my post, which if you're brand new, please don't worry about it. We haven't spoken about promoted posts yet, but I'll promote my post 3 times a month. That should be conducive to me hitting those numbers. And also it means that I need to be inviting a little bit, although not so much as somebody who isn't promoting their post, because if I promote my post, I'm almost getting the invites in. The girls are coming to me. And I'm going to aim for 100 follow-ups a day and 20 invites a day. That's my goal. And that, based on what I've done before, should be sufficient to hit my goals. And everything else that I've said goes on autopilot. So personal development goes on autopilot. That happens every morning. You know, the workout goes every day. The nutrition, you know, we all go off a little bit, but generally I'm pretty good with my nutrition. Okay. So just think about what you want to achieve, and then try and look at the figures and numbers and time you have in your day. And again, as I said, if you're not sure, then ask your upline. They should be able to help you with that. And I'll certainly help my girls with that if you want my help with it. And the other thing that I'm going to say is that I think often we get so bogged down in that business activity tracker and the tasks, we forget that if we don't have a clear vision of what we want from this business, of how it looks for us, you know, every single one of us has got a different vision. We're going to want different things. We're going to want different incomes. You know, it might be the community, whatever it is for you, you need to be clear on what that looks like. Because I can tell you, if you do not have a vision and you're like, well, I just want to see where I go with this. If that's where you are, which honestly was where I was when I was new, you are not going to hit your goals, because I just want to see where I go with this it's not motivating. It wouldn't make me sit down and do my follow-ups. It wouldn't make me sit down and do my invites. Like, let's be honest, they're not the most fun part of the business, but they're what drives it. And what drives fire under my backside is my vision, which I literally physically look at in Canva. If you haven't got Canva, get Canva every single day. Every single morning I'm looking at it and I'm writing it down. And it takes me about 10 minutes because I know what my vision is, and then I write down my goals, okay? So if you haven't done that, do not expect to achieve your goals. And that is tough love, but I'm saying it because I didn't have a clear vision when I started, and I wasted a lot of time because I just didn't know where I was going with it or what was possible, quite frankly. So the world really is your oyster with this business. And so don't feel like some vision of like having, I don't know, some home somewhere is out of the question. It's not, if you pull it all in. Darren, I downloaded Canva last week. Love making my vision board. Yeah. So I can actually share my vision board. I've got 2 vision boards. I've got one for this year, and then I've got one for kind of longer term plan. So I have 2 that I look at. And that's really it when it comes to goals and vision. So that's kind of 15 minutes of the call, and hopefully that's been useful. The other thing that I've been thinking a lot these past few days about, what are our biggest struggles as coaches? What is the biggest thing that gets in our way? Okay, we know it's mindset, but the other thing that gets in our way when our mindset isn't unshakable, if we don't have an unshakable, unbreakable mindset, the moment that someone in our circle, whether it's our husband, our friends, our family, says, well, what the heck is this? Like, what are you doing? Like, don't be stupid. Like, everybody gets it. I still get it. We have to be in a position where we, one, have got a strategy to be able to manage that, and 2, our vision is clear enough that we can overcome that and keep moving forward. And that, I'm telling you now, is going to be one of the biggest challenges you're going to see to your business and will continue to see. And unless you get super unshakable with that vision, like a dog with a bone, and that's what I'm like, you will fall off. It just will happen. And so I'm telling you, do this for you. Yeah, it's not about being selfish, because a lot of the time this isn't just for us, is it? It's for us and our families and our lives and what we want for the people that are closest to us. But unless we explain to them how that looks and we share that with them and we bring them with us, they're just literally going to be like, why are you spending all this time doing this? Why aren't you watching Netflix with me? Why aren't you doing, we all get it. Okay. And that is still, I'll be honest, it's still a battle that I have with my husband. It's still a battle that I have with my family. They all wonder what the heck I'm doing. But I know what I'm earning right now. I know what I will be earning. And my vision is so clear that I will not let anybody take me off that path. I am not going to give up on this. I'm never going to give up on it. But I've reached that point, okay? And I bring my husband with me. I explain it to him. Yeah, sometimes it's difficult for him. I'm working this pretty much full time. He has to look after my son. It's not easy. And I know there are mothers on here who probably got the same kind of thing, but bring them with you. Yeah, try to make time for them, small pockets of time. Yeah, I'm pushing hard with this because I want to get, as far as I can, as quickly as I can. I want maximal pain for as minimal a period as possible. So I'm driving hard for 2 years. That's the long-term vision I have with this. And it's important that I share that with my husband and try and bring him with me, and that I share it with my family. My dad wants to know what I'm doing. My family wants to know what I'm doing. But their opinions of what I'm doing will not stop me. Yeah, I know they don't 100% believe in what I'm doing because it's not conventional. It's not how I was brought up. I have academic parents. I did a history and politics degree. I was forced down an academic path. This is not conventional for my family, okay? And that can be really, really hard, okay? And I just wanted to say that because I think sometimes, probably, as the leader of the team with Claire, you might look at me and think, well, she probably doesn't have it. Like, everybody does. It's about getting that unshakable mindset. And then when those people say that, you say, well, okay, I appreciate your opinion, but, I've got my blinkers on, okay, and nothing will sway me. So I hope that's been helpful, and just know that you're not alone. Like, lean into this community. Like, I know I was speaking to Donna on Friday about, I'd had a lot of issues actually. Lean in. That's what we're here for. We're all here doing this, okay? It offers the most unbelievable opportunity if you just keep going. And that's like my Instagram post earlier on. Like, I can't believe where I am now, just over a year in. I get goosebumps thinking about where I'm going to be a year from now. And that, when people try to make me a doubter, is what keeps me going. Okay. So I hope that's been helpful. It's not a massively long call. I'm going to unmute people in case they've got any comments or anything they want to say. So, I think there's probably really useful stuff that other people can add here, whether it's to do with goals. I just muted myself by accident. Whether it's to do with goal setting or whether it's to do with this whole, close circle support. What do people think of me? What do people think of me? I've reached the point where I don't care. Yeah. So does anyone want to add anything? Ask anything, please. I've just muted Paige by accident. Yeah.
Izzy, you mentioned a tracking system that you use.
Yes.
Was it called Google what?
Oh yes, Google Streak. 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 Yeah.
Lovely, thank you. I shall look for that.
Right. I seem to have this horrible habit of sort of stunning everyone into silence.
No, but I'm literally having the problem you just talked about. I'm having that right this second.
Well, just know that this is what I want this team to be. Yeah, I want everyone to support one another, because there are going to be times where it's super hard and it's going to make you question it. It is going to make you question it, and you need to be clear on the vision and why you're doing this and why you enjoy it, and make that clear to your other half or your family. And
My
like
one-year-old.
what today? Like, what was that?
My 1-year-old needs to learn.
Oh, well, that's you know, and that's the thing. Like, I always when I think about, you know, the situation for Donna and I, we've got young children. Melanie Mitro, she's someone I really relate to, because she is the top coach in the network. She had absolutely horrific lack of support from her spouse. Never supported her. Said it was all a complete load of rubbish.
Sorry,
never be
I
successful.
need to go again. I'm being screamed.
No, don't worry. And she had a really young child, and she just did what she could when she could. You know, you can't obviously get angry with young children. They don't understand. Like, that's not what I want. Yeah, was there anything else anyone wanted to add? I know Donna's have to go. So.
Oh, like
Melanie Mitro did a.
her bike counted.
Is that me?
No, I don't know. I don't know who that is, but you go.
Behind you.
Melanie Mitro did a podcast on
Look behind
support,
you.
and it was.
I'm listening. I was just so like. I don't know who that is. I think
it's Julie.
Okay, you carry on.
Yeah. Melanie did a podcast on the whole journey of her spousal support, and it's a really good listen to.
Yeah.
So, like, really good.
And I think spousal support is something, but I also think it's like friends. Like, my best friend doesn't really. She came here for the weekend about a month ago, and I literally was like, "Guy, did you see how many questions?" She literally like grilled me the whole weekend. She was just so like she's very naive in nature, and she just wanted to understand everything. And I said to Guy when she left, I said, I can tell you now, in a year's time she's going to be one of my coaches. She did not stop asking me questions all weekend. She's like, but I could never do it. And that's the thing, like, people will think you've gone crazy. People will, you know, just be ready for it. And just, I think if I can prepare you for that now, hopefully then when you, I'm sure, you know, a lot of you have already come across, but if you're new, like, when you come across it, just know it's normal. It's normal to, you know, but you've got to hold strong why you started. You've got to know why you're doing it. You've got to have a clear vision, because the moment someone tries to come and shake you off your path, you'll just fall off. You'll just drop. Yeah. I hope that's been helpful. Emma's brand new. I feel like I've just completely overwhelmed her.
No, it's fine. No, I'm really interested, but it's good. It's good to know that it's not just me that's experiencing some of those things you've mentioned. It's good.
It's normal. It would be if you had someone that was like, yeah, go, this is amazing. That would be like, I don't know anyone's family that has ever done that with this. Ever.
Yeah,
until you're earning $600. What's that?
I've had loads of crap and I still get it.
But you know what I say? I say, the more I get that, the more I say, just watch me.
Exactly. I know.
And that's like, that motivates me. I was telling you this, Emma, the other day, like, Sarah.
I was just about to say, just how do you do it full time now, Sarah, or is it alongside a job still?
Well, I have a cake company. I know, nightmare. I have a cake company, and I have him, and I'm a spin instructor as well.
Wow, so busy then.
So yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, kind of full time, but the thing is, I prefer this. Like, this is where my enthusiasm lies. So yes, I've got my cake company, but the cakes take a lot longer to do now because of him. Whereas before I used to like bash them out really quickly. Now it's not so. And so when I get an order in, before I was like, oh yes, really excited. Now I'm a bit like, it's like stresses me, and I don't want stress in my life. And also with my husband's like work and job and stuff, he is wanting to go like abroad for a few months next year. So I said to him, well, if you know, I will never not work like it's period. It's very simple. So this will allow me to work, and actually taking this forward, it will be, you know, just much easier basically.
And I think that's the thing. It's just know that this is going to be, it's a journey. Like I'm like just over a year down the track, and I started this, as I say, I started this just because I was like, oh, well, I just need to keep fit, and I'm a newly qualified and I can't afford to go to the gym because I've quit my, you know, big job. So I'll have to just do this at home. And now the thing that I thought was my new career, which is being a PT, I get annoyed when I'm doing PTs because I want to be doing this, which is never ever where I thought I would be with it. Never. You know, and I'm earning quite a lot of money each week. And that's just, you know, and that as you build, like, I just want you to know that that is, don't expect anything of yourself. Just let yourself go on the journey, but set yourself some goals along the way.
And it's dreadful, but I feel guilty when I'm not like doing this. Like I was saying to Izzy.
Oh my goodness, look at Kristen, hold on. Kristen is, I think, Kristen, you're one of Claire's coaches, aren't you? She's not talking, but my close friend quit being a coach only 1 week into this. That's the thing, like you have to be in this for a year. Be after a year where you are. That was the best piece of advice I ever got given. And I'm so glad that I took that advice. I was so discouraged. Now I'm Emerald and reached Success Club 20. And my friend who quit is asking me about it again. Well, Sarah enrolled and then quit, didn't you, Sarah? And then she re-enrolled. I was like, what are you doing? Yeah, so Claire's amazing, as we all know. So, Kristen, well done on you're not talking, but well done on your Success Club. That was amazing. And I'm sure you'll continue to do amazing. But yeah, just know that I think when we don't put pressure on ourselves for it to be a certain thing for us, if we don't know how it looks, and we just enjoy it and we set, you know, it's like climbing a mountain and just looking at that one step in front of you instead of going, oh, that's a massive mountain to climb, like literally baby steps. And then you can figure it out. Oh no, don't worry if you're ill, that's fine. I'm just glad you're on here. Anyone else want to add anything? It's quite nice, we've got a small group, so anyone got any questions they want to ask?
Me in general, I'm just super struggling with how this like fits. It, like you just said, when I'm standing back and looking at the mountain is so like I can't see it. Like,
but
I know,
you know what, and I can't, like,
my life wants to look like, but I don't know how to marry. I have this clinic and I'm trying to really just figure out how to marry everything. So it's way easier for me to just say I'm going to hit Success Club.
So
whatever.
what do you ultimately want out of this business, or do you not yet know?
I know that, I think that, that's where I'm struggling.
So that's why you're not hitting your goals.
Exactly.
So this is a really good example. Thank you for giving me a good example.
I'm like uncomfortable. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do with this conversation?
Fine, because that was me, but this is a really good example of where you're not going to hit your goals.
Exactly.
Because you've got cloudy vision, because you're like, I want to do this, but I don't know in what capacity and I don't know how it looks. I got really clear on what I wanted from this when I knew what was possible, okay? And I knew what was possible when in November, Lindsay Rice, who is Mackenzie's upline, so she's like up near the top. She's been in the business 7 years and she earns 6 figures every single year without fail. And when I learned that, and I was with her on the trip, Guy and my husband and I spent a lot of time with her on the trip with her family. She's got twin boys who are 6, and her husband, who's lovely, he's called Hal. It made me realize just what's possible. And like, I don't want to sound really big-headed by saying this, but I look at her and I think I could do better than that. Okay, so that is the power of the opportunity. That is what you've got here. You've got, like, Melanie Mitro earns $1 million a year. Like, you could go for like the top. She earns more than $1 million a year. So I think often we think, well, that's so far off that I don't want to put that on a vision board because that just looks stupid, right? And that was me for the first couple of months. But as soon as once I'd connected with Lindsay and I really saw that, I was like, do you know what? It's not stupid. It's completely realistic. If I don't give up and I keep on going and I keep doing what I'm doing with this team, and this team keeps building and I keep supporting them and you keep supporting your leaders as you feel ready to support your leaders, it is inevitable. But if you don't get clear on what that vision looks like because you think, well, as if that's never going to happen, it never will happen. And you won't have a clear vision. And so you won't dig into it. My vision board has got a holiday home in Barbados, a holiday home in France, skiing, chalet. It's got a Merc 4x4. I've forgotten what they've called those massive Merc 4. It's got this private school I want Arthur to go to. It's got a huge house that we're going to live in Henley. I've got so specific on how it looks that I write it down every day and it motivates the crap out of me. And that's why I'm doing so well, I'll tell you. That's what you need to do. That's why I'm saying, like, in an ideal world, without limitation, what does it look like? Draw that, right?
That's
Put it on a vision board.
Yeah.
And also, you need to get clear on
path.
What was that?
It's just my path. Like, I think I'm just, my vision's good. How to get there is
for the business each day.
But I've really got to figure that out. Yeah.
You definitely do.
I think there's also just some fear, and maybe this would resonate with some other women on the call. I think there's a little bit of fear for me to be where you are and actually be leading other women. Like, I'm really natural.
But you don't have to.
And
so you don't have to do what I'm doing. Like, what Claire and I did was, you know, Run Wild, Hustle and Shine. Every single coach they have, despite the fact they're 4 years in, is in that team page.
Yeah.
So don't feel that because that's what Claire and I have done that you have to do the same and therefore you can only see success if you do that. You don't have to do that. You could just bring in rock star coaches and I'm going to lead all these coaches all the while you guys want to be led by me. And likewise with Claire. So don't feel that I won't ever want to do that. I'll tell you now, like, you probably feel like you don't ever want to do that because you've never done it before and it scares you and it's probably something you should do. Yeah, because anything outside of our comfort zone, we always just want to stay right where we are. And when Claire and I decided to set up a team page, I just thought, was that the worst decision we ever made? Oh my goodness, it's terrifying. And it still is terrifying sometimes, I'll be honest. But I think we've got an amazing team, and we wouldn't be where we are. And we wouldn't have the team we had, and we wouldn't have the rock stars coming out of this team if we weren't leading it. Because so there's no pressure on you to do that, and you don't even need to be thinking about that right now.
Yeah.
You know, there are girls on that page that have been coaches for way longer than me and Run Wild, Hustle and Shine. They don't run their own team page. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, we lead from the front, right? But it doesn't mean that you have to lead in the same way. It doesn't mean that you have to be a coach that recruits lots of coaches. You might be a coach who is great at doing boot camps and you feel comfortable doing boot camps and you just want to rock the boot camps, and you're going to get really good coaches in time. Yeah, so Emma even was a boot camper and she's become a coach. So if you don't like the coach recruitment strategy either, you don't like the idea of just having coaches, don't do it. If you prefer doing a boot camp and you're going to be really good at it, you're going to do really well doing that. And that's the danger, I suppose, that we have with this team, is that that's the way that Claire and I lead. And I think everyone else thinks they have to do the same. But there are coaches in this network who are unbelievably successful and they always led with the boot camp for years. And they built really strong coaches that way. They got their boot camp as results and then they asked their boot campers. So just know that there isn't one way to do this. And I know you're trying to find your way, so you're just looking at the people you know who are successful and thinking, but know that there are other coaches. You know, you can look up YouTubes and see, like, boot camp strategy. You know, the boot camp strategy YouTube. There might be someone that does a great boot camp. You know, you can find all of this stuff. So Kristen said the same. Yeah, you don't have to even think about that. You don't even have to think about that. Was there anything else? No. But I would say, like, I think a takeaway here to get done today, because today is that's why I wanted to cover it. Today's a great day to get that stuff done. I actually really loved writing down my month's goals today. I was like, it's Sunday, it's a new month. I feel really good. I've done my personal development. I'm listening to Millionaire Success Habits by Dean Graziosi. I put a screenshot of a Facebook ad that came up on my page today, because there's a link. You'll just have to write down how it goes, that you can get that book for free. And I didn't even get that book for free. I'm listening to it for the second time. But that book is super helpful for helping you with your self-limiting beliefs, but also how you go about looking at what your vision should look like and your why. So it might be a really good one for you. Millionaire Success Habits by Dean Graziosi. But go away today and literally, if you haven't got a vision board, make that the first thing you do. Yeah, I remember beginning of January, and I'll be completely honest, visuals are not my jam. I hate going into Canva. It stresses me out. It takes me hours, and I wonder how many hours I've wasted trying to do a vision board when I could have just been following up with people. But at the beginning of January, I thought, this is ridiculous. I'm not going into a new year without a really clear vision. And ever since I've done that this year, I've hit every single one of my goals. So just know that that's crucial, you know, and if you're doing all that grind and work and and you haven't got a vision, you're just not going to get there, and you are going to get really frustrated.
Also, there's it's £20/$dollars off this month.
Oh yeah,
good
point.
It's really exciting.
Mention that. Yeah.
So that's really big news, especially when you have people that will have money objections.
Yeah, the challenge packs are 140, not 160. In Canada, they're usually 186. It probably makes them
166 before shipping and handling and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be a great month from.
Sorry, is that for the whole of June?
Yes.
Yeah.
The other thing is think about your strategy. Okay, so I've spoken about your individual goals, but have a strategy. Like, are you doing a boot camp? Whose boot camp are you putting boot campers into? What program are you going to do? Okay, so when our boot camp finishes, Transform 20, I'm going to start 21-day fix for our girls, because I want to run Morning Meltdown 100 from the 1st of July. That's what I really want to do. And I think, Sarah wants to do that too with me. You know, if you want to do that with me, that's fine. If you don't got the confidence, but make sure you know what you're inviting to. Yeah, make sure you know what dates those boot camps are kicking off. So Transform 20 is going to finish. It's the end of next week, isn't it? 2 weeks. Okay, so it's going to finish on the 16th. We'll start 21-day fix on the 17th, Monday the 17th of June. This is certainly the way that I'm going to run it. And then we're going to do it for 2 weeks, because I really want to kick off the Morning Meltdown the day that we can get in it, which is the 1st of July, and everyone do it together. It's like, oh, that program is insane. It's amazing. I'm so excited to do it with everyone. But it doesn't mean you have to do the same, but just have a strategy for bootcamp start dates and create the visuals in Canva. Like, just challenge yourself, get out of your comfort zone, do those things, put them in your stories. Emma, you can just use mine, so don't worry too much about that because you're brand new. But yeah, like, and if you don't have the time or you don't have the confidence, you can piggyback mine. But if you've been a coach for a little while, I would strongly recommend doing your own. Yeah. Anyway, were there any other questions? No. Anyone else? Okay, you can unmute yourself if you've got a question, but I hope that's been helpful.
Big time.
Okay, good. There's a couple of topics, but I thought they were both timely and important. So, cool. Well, I've recorded it, so anyone that's missed it, I'll just get it uploaded to YouTube and I'll
do a boomerang.
Oh yeah, of course you can. Forgot that. Okay. Hold on. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much for making it on. Any questions, anything you want to send your coach goal-wise or questions, let them know. And I'll post a recording. Have a lovely Sunday.
Bye. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Bye.